Hey guys, so I've got a get ready with me. I have not done one of these in a long time, and I'm actually filming in the evening. The sun is down. I can't remember the last time I filmed in the evening, but this is a true to life get ready with me. I'm going out to dinner with my husband, and I thought, why don't I go ahead and just apply my makeup with you guys. So this video is sponsored by Dior. I'm going to be using the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation in the shade 2N, and I'm also going to be using my beloved Forever Skin Correct Concealer, also in 2N by Dior. So I'm gonna start with these two products. So the Forever Skin Glow Foundation, it has an SPF 35. It also claims to have a 24-hour wear. I don't wear foundations for that long. I never test foundations for 24 hours. But as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Dior foundations, especially the Forever line. They just look so, so beautiful on the skin. And this Skin Glow version is so up my alley. As you guys know, I like a little bit of dewiness to my foundation. I do have dry, sensitive skin, so I don't mind something with a little bit of glow, a little bit of dew. So let me go ahead and shake this up. I'm gonna pump some out onto the back of my hand. And while I am not gonna be out for 24 hours this evening, I do like wearing long-wearing foundations when I go out to eat, especially just because there's a lot of activity going on around the face, and I wanna make sure that my makeup stays put and it doesn't wear away, strangely. But anyway, I've got my Dior number 12 foundation brush. I'm gonna dip in here. And this foundation has like a lightweight texture. It's not overly creamy or too rich. As you can see, it's running down my hand ever so slightly. So that is the texture for you. So I'm just gonna be applying the pump that I pumped out onto the back of my hand to this half of my face. So that way you guys can get a sense of the coverage and how far that amount of foundation will go. So I forgot if I mentioned, this does have an SPF 35, and it is a mixture of chemical and physical sunscreen. It has octinoxate and titanium dioxide in there. So here is the foundation on this side of my face. It has such a beautiful finish. I love it. There is just a slightest hint of radiance, but my skin doesn't look greasy. I'm also not worried about the wear of it. I feel like if a foundation starts off very, very radiant, it usually gets almost too radiant as the day goes on. So this is a wonderful starting point for me. I almost feel like my cheekbone right here almost has like a pearly sheen to it. It's so beautiful. And 2N seems to be like the perfect shade match for me for all of the foundation-based products for Dior. So if you have a similar skin tone to mine, or if you've tried other Dior foundations and 2N worked for you, 2N is still gonna work for you in this foundation. So I just have a teensy bit of this foundation left on the back of my hand, but I'm done with the application for this half of my face. So you can see I have like a light medium coverage. I think if you use really light layers, you can pretty much just build this foundation up to the coverage that you want, probably up to like a medium high kind of coverage you can get with this foundation, but I like it a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna stop there on this side, and again, I have about this much left. So I'm gonna continue grabbing this and apply to the rest of my face and pump out maybe less than a pump. All right, there is the foundation all over my face. Like all Dior foundations, I feel like it does such an amazing job evening out my skin tone, giving me like a lovely canvas to start applying my color makeup. It doesn't feel or look mask-like at all. So let me move on to concealer. I have some, spots on my face here that I want to cover up, and I have a little bit of darkness underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to use just a little bit on those areas. I'm not gonna go too hog wild with the concealer since the foundation did such a good job all on its own. And I'm just gonna use my finger, since I wanna concentrate it like in that area, I'm just gonna use my finger and kind of press the product in and blend it out a little bit here. And you guys know how much I love this concealer, so I'm not gonna go on and bore you to death with it, but it's so good under the eyes and on the face. It's just great all over everywhere. Okay, so next I do want to powder a little bit. I am going to use the Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. And I'm just gonna grab a buffing brush. I've got my Chantecaille Buff and Blur brush. I love using these like flat top brushes for these baked gelée type of face powders. So I'm gonna press it in where I want it. So just sort of under my eyes, around the tip of my nose, kind of down the middle of my eyebrow, on my chin, basically on the areas where I tend to get a little bit of shine going on. All right, and for bronzer, I'm gonna use Victoria Beckham's Matte Bronzing Brick in number 2. And I'm just gonna go between the 2 shades. There's 2 different shades in here. I'm just gonna tap between the 2. Next, I'm going to go in with my favorite Dior blush, which is number 219. And I've got my Surratt cheek brush. And I'm going to focus that on the apples of my cheeks. And sweep out. And for highlighter, of course, I've got to use one of the new Dior luminizers. This is in the shade 04 Golden Glow, which looks orange in the pan, but it looks really, really beautiful on the skin. It just has a hint of warmth. So I'm going to use my large eyeshadow brush. This is the Chikuhodo GSN 7 brush. So I'm just applying to the tops of my cheekbones there. So pretty. And of course, I've got my Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel to throw into my brows. And this is in the color Espresso. This is always such a scary moment when you have your eyebrows on, but like no eyeshadow or eyeliner or mascara. I feel like my eyebrows are so out there. They're so bold. Okay, I have been dying to try the new Tom Ford Quad Cognac Rose. I purchased this during the Nordstrom anniversary sale, and this is that wet dry formula that I really enjoy. So I've got my worker brush from Sonia G's Lotus set, and I'm gonna go into this shade down here. I just feel like this is such a good match for my blouse. So I'm gonna go into that shade. It's a little bit more golden than the one up here. And I'm gonna apply this from the inner corner over. And then I'm gonna take this deeper brown shade, same brush, and apply to the outer corner. Well, I'm happy to report that these shadows are behaving like all of the Tom Ford Wet Dry formula shadows. No surprises there, going on smoothly, blending beautifully. Pigmentation is great. The sheen to these shadows, really, really beautiful. The colors, are they earth-shattering? No. They're not earth-shattering, but if you are a fan of Tom Ford quads, especially this formula like I am, this is really lovely. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of this red, deep kind of red tone up here and just add a little bit of that onto the center of my lid, just to give me a little bit of that, but I don't want to take away too much from the gold underneath. Just a little reddish hue there. And then I'm gonna grab my Sonia G soft definer brush, and I'm gonna grab some of that deep brown shade and just drag this underneath my eyes. Voila, there is the eyeshadow. Quite lovely. Just trying to make sure that they're even. Sometimes it's hard to tell. All right, very, very happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my eyelashes, and I'll be back to apply some mascara. All right, I've got my Dior Show Iconic Over Curl mascara in the shade 90 Black. And as for lips, I don't really know what I wanna do. When I go out to eat, I either wanna put on something that's not gonna budge, or I just want to put on something light, something where, you know, when it wears off, it's not that noticeable, it's not that big of a deal. So let me think. Dior did actually send me their Dior Adage Lip Glow in 001 Pink, which I don't think I have. I have a few of these, and they're like tinted balms. And let's see if this has enough of a tint. There's kind of a slight like cocoa minty scent. Ooh, that's pretty. Definite pink tinge there. You know what? I'm gonna add a lip liner. I think that'll help kind of make my lips pop a little bit. Okay, I grabbed my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk 2 medium. Yes, I think that was just what it needed. Just a little bit of help with something a little bit deeper like this lip cheat. All right, well, I am ready for dinner. I think my husband's waiting for me. So a big thank you to Dior for sponsoring this video. I love their Forever foundations. This one is no different, the Skin Glow. It is so beautiful on the skin. Actually, I'm gonna zoom in right now. I'm not sure if I did that earlier, but I'm gonna zoom in right now and just show you how like perfected my skin looks. And it doesn't look makeup-y or cakey or heavy on the skin at all. I just love Dior foundations. When I really want to look, you know, kind of glam, put together, I love Dior foundations. And I've gone on and on about this concealer for a year and a half now, ever since it came out. I love it, absolutely love it. So big thank you to Dior, and a big thank you to you guys for tuning in. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.